Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be revisiting the latest champion to be added to Marvel Contest of Champions, Arnim Zola. So why am I making this video if I've already put out my 3-star showcase? Well, the first time you play a champion, you don't always appreciate or fully maximize everything they have going for them. And I think in today's video, I properly maximize Zola's offensive potential, something I didn't quite appreciate in the first video, not fully anyway. So today I'm going to be picking up the 4-star version from Arenas, taking him all the way up from rank 1 to rank 5, ascending him, awakening him, and hopping into Act 6 against 6.1.1 Sabertooth boss. This is going to be a fun one, so let's get into it.
So, a quick note before I start talking about Arnim Zola in a little bit more detail. We are rapidly approaching 500 subscribers, and that is the threshold that we need to cross in order to apply for the Content Creator Beta. The reason that I bring this up now is because all the resources you're about to see in this video, all the gold, all the ISO, all the units, all the health potions, they're all coming directly out of my account. And that's fine. I can manage that once or twice a month, but it sure would be easier if I could just log on, get given the champions, and then I can get down to making these great videos for y'all, because I really love doing it. Really is a breath of fresh air every single month, gives me something to look forward to. But if you do like the videos, and if you're awesome, consider subscribing. I think that'll be really nice. If we reach 500 subscribers as well, I think I'm planning on making a Discord channel for the members of the channel, and that would be really nice to help build our community into the future. But anyway, Arnim Zola, we are going to be taking him all the way up from rank 1 to rank 5 and then ascending him. Are you ready for one of the most satisfying clips on the internet in a while? Goes to rank 1. For some reason I had a 1 to 2 generic gem. I don't know why or how. But up to rank 2. Gonna level him all the way up. Man, this is satisfying. I love this. I love this so much. In the interest of time, I really should be cutting this, but, I mean, who would cut this? Rank 3, immediately up to level 30. Oh, this is great. Over 3,000 PI. Let's get him up there. The mechanized teletubby is growing stronger. He is now the strongest Arnim Zola on my account. And up to level 40. This would be the end for a 3-star, but not for the 4-star. And we have all the relevant resources, and up he goes. Man, I remember when Tier 1 Alpha was such a bottleneck for me. Back when it mattered. Anyway, up to rank 5, and we are also going to spend 100 grand on ascending this man. So, why am I making this video? Well, in the first Arnim Zola video I made, I mentioned how he is defensively focused, but I believe his defensive potential is fair. And I mentioned how, as a result of this, we shouldn't be expecting, you know, CGR levels of damage. But when he gets going, it's great, but occasionally it's quite hard to set up. And my overall position hasn't really changed. But I don't think the 3-star showcase fully exploited everything he has to offer, and I don't think my gameplay did either. So in today's video, I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on playing him more aggressively. I think spamming heavies in the corner more often, and getting, if one can get better at doing that, getting better at doing that. Here firing off the SP1, and we're going to be special locking Electra, and we're just going to head straight into our damage cycle. But also an added benefit of taking him to Act 6 is that the lanes in Act 6, at least in 6.1, are really diverse, really specific. There are lots of things going on. Some of the nodes that we're going to encounter on this path are some of the nastiest that MCOC have ever seen. There's going to be a Caustic Temper Archangel. There's going to be a Bane and Aggression Fury Punisher. There's going to be a Bishop, which is nasty. It's going to be a Morningstar, who isn't nasty, but has obviously no retreat. This has the no retreat degen global node, but also an unblockable SP2. So there's just loads of defensive threats on this path, as well as an Oscillate Sabertooth, which of course is really nasty, massive regen to deal with. And in doing this path, I'm going to be able to show everything that Arnim Zola has to offer, and why he is, obviously, we already know he's a great defender, but why he is so much more than that. So here up against Morningstar. Morningstar likes to apply bleeds to you as you hit her. Very, very annoying. But we're not going to let her do that, because we are a robot. So avoiding no retreat, and now we're going to go straight into our damage cycle, cycling these disintegrations, and all of these opponents have like 200,000 health. And this content was released when like 5-star rank 4s, maybe some 5-star rank 5s are on people's teams. And we're taking in the Ascended 4-star, which I think is the equivalent of a 5-star rank 3. So Zola is certainly underpowered for this, and he's handling this with ease. So in this matchup, I don't have my Fury, so I apply another SP1, and something else I noticed is that the SP1, if you throw it while the opponent's against a wall, it's perfectly spaced for you to go straight back into spamming heavy attacks against the wall, which is very nice. Here, just having to bait out another SP2 without triggering no retreat, it's going to happen. But something that I could have done was I actually could have exploited the Red Skull synergy there to go indestructible. So even though she would have nullified my Fury, I actually wouldn't have lost any health at all. I would have gone completely indestructible for the timing of the special, and I wouldn't have lost any health from degen. So really nice to bring along the Red Skull synergy. I am running a full synergy team for Zola in this video, but it's not like any of these champions are exactly like a hardship to bring along. Like, rank 3 Mr. Sinister is just ridiculous. Red Skull is a fantastic champion. White Magneto, useful to have around. Mr. Fantastic, same thing, and they all have great utility. They all have applications in a wide variety of matchups. So it's not like this is an unrealistic team if you want to go questing. So this is the Caustic Temple Archangel. He's going to try and apply poisons to me. He only takes damage if I have a Fury. Luckily, we're a robot and we have access to Fury. Isn't that great? So here we have him exactly where we want him. We're going to start spamming heavies against the wall. Nice heavy reach. Oh, not quite. Okay. Not quite. Not brilliant. Just couldn't quite get the spacing right there. That's really irritating. And here, I'm going to lose my Fury. And I don't think I realise. I think, alright, I've got him exactly where I want him. Something that is, I think, a complaint I have with Arnim Zola? I'm now confusing and merging Zola and Zemo. Arnim Zola. Anyway, with Arnim Zola, is his sleep is consumed after one hit. And that can be a little bit irritating for getting him into his damage ramp, because sometimes it's just advantageous to have a parry ready instead. If your opponent isn't quite in range to have them spamming heavy attacks against the corner, sometimes you just want to take advantage of having a medium ready or a couple light attacks and then into a heavy attack, because if the sleep triggers, then I mean you just have to start your ramp and then you're not in the right place, and that was just a little quality of life improvement I would add to Zola, just to make his damage just that little bit more accessible, just a little bit easier to use. Would certainly improve my life if I were to use Arnim Zola a little bit more. But going in here, we have a Bane and Aggression Fury Punisher. Now, Zola's going to handle this like an absolute champ. It is a tough fight. It is a very tough fight. If you were going in here as a progressing player, maybe with 1 or 2 6-star rank 1s or 5-star rank 4, 5-star rank 5 champions, then you would have to plan for this fight. You might die to this fight. And we're going to see how well Zola handles this. So, over 60 disintegrations going into my first SP2, transferring the Bane over to him, and we're just going to do exactly the same thing again. Nice thing about parrying Punisher's SP2 is you just go straight into your damage cycle there, just catching him on the heavy attack and transferring the Bane. I'm not even going to need my Fury here. The disintegration is going to do the work, push him below 0, bypass the indestructible. That was very, very smooth indeed, under a minute from the 4-star version of Zola. And up next is a Bishop. So, this Bishop, I believe, starts with a little bit extra power, but, I mean, the main defensive threat on this node is just Bishop himself. We all know how irritating Bishop can be with the Incinerates on the SB1, or with the final hit of the SB2 and he just one-shots you. Very, very challenging defender in the wrong scenario. But we're going to see Zola's just going to completely turn off that SP1, and he's going to handle this like an absolute champ. So going in here with a light attack intercept, pushing him over a bar of power. I'm going to hold heavy just to make sure he doesn't throw a special, and we're going to push him over 2 bars of power with my SP1. I think we are going to have some problems in this fight. I'm a bit worried about no retreat. There he just didn't want to throw a heavy. And I'm trying to bait it out without triggering the degen. There we go. Although he does have a little bit too much power now to get a full damage ramp going. But we put him to sleep, and we're going to spam some heavy attacks here. Certainly could have been better. Probably should have just thrown off my SP2 there, because now I don't get the extra damage. Bit irritating, but is he going to throw a special attack? Not really. It's quite annoying. It's quite annoying. Eventually we get there, but again, now I've lost my Fury, and he's not against a wall. You see there, I'm just not chaining the heavy right. It's annoying. Eventually, one connects, and we throw off our SP1, and he just throws it. Beautiful from Bishop there. Now we have him exactly where we want him, throwing off our first heavy attack, now our second. Now we're into a proper damage ramp. We're going to build a lot of disintegrations here, and it just keep going, keep spamming, keep doing the buzz, keep doing the buzz. And we're going to push him well below 10% health. In fact, he's dead here in a combo. Beautiful stuff from Arnim Zola. Once we got that setup right, he was very capable of taking that challenging mutant defender. So that's what we like to see. A little bit slow, just under 90 seconds. But again, we had some problems getting the loop set up, but that's okay. The final fight on the path here is going to be a ghost. And, well, of course Zola's going to handle this like an absolute champ. Only 160,000 health here, and let's get into it. So, starting the fight off with a light attack intercept, and we're going to be doing exactly the same thing, looking to push her above 2 bars of power. I have no idea what world event could possibly justify that many notifications that fast. I think it was something to do with cats. But anyway, looking to bait out an SP2 here. Is she going to cooperate? Yes, she is. I'm being very paranoid about the degen here, and we have her exactly where we want her. So, throwing off a heavy. A nice trick with Zola is if you just wait, if you do parry the opponent to start your damage ramp, just wait just until the stun expires, and then you get the full benefit of 10 disintegrations from your first heavy attack instead of just 5. You can see there I only got 5 because I triggered the special attack, sorry, the heavy attack while she was stunned. That is an advantage of having the sleep mechanic. You don't do that, but again, we already talked about issues with spacing. Here, just throwing off my SP1, and again, we can go straight into the heavy attacks from the SP1 if we get the spacing right. Zola really is a champion to do with spacing. I think he certainly has a damage cap, not a damage cap, a skill cap. As again, I make another mistake. I really should have just chained the SP1 there, parrying the final hit of her SP2, and put her to sleep. You see, I thought that was going to be a parry, and she could have smacked me. She could have smacked me if she wanted to, because I went for a heavy attack once I'd already consumed my sleep, which is a little bit irritating. Luckily, we weren't punished, and we moved freely on to the boss. So, this is the first boss fight of Act 6, and this is the Oscillate Sabertooth. So, lots of healing. Very aggressive and then very passive AI. It's an interesting node, not my favourite, I will admit. But let's see how Zola gets on. We are going to have class advantage, and I am going to go balls to the walls here. I'm going to activate the Magneto pre-fight, going to activate the Mr. Fantastic pre-fight, and Mr. Fantastic is actually a synergy I highly recommend. Not only for this fight, because you reduce his regeneration rate, but also for Zola in general, because you reduce the opponent's combat power rate by quite a lot. And that means that you can spam more and more heavies on your way up to your SP2 before they reach their SP2, and that means you can apply more and more disintegrations for more and more burst damage, depending on how high Sig your Zola is. And I'll tell you what, we are certainly going to see everything that this team and Zola has to offer in this fight. I think this is a great fight. So here, Sabertooth is going to be very, very aggressive. He's going to throw off his SP1, trying not to trigger the degen. I'm just going to go straight into my damage phase. If he's willing to dump his power early, then that's okay. And here we're just going to go straight into it. So I'm going to
try and land these heavy attacks. I'm just a little bit out of range, but thanks to the oscillate node, I can just get a quick correction with the light attack, and you can see just how many heavy attacks I'm allowed to land before he reaches his SB2, thanks to the Mr. Fantastic pre-fight. Now, I'm going to use the Red Skull synergy just to make sure I take no damage whatsoever, and now we're going to push him further against the wall, throwing Alpha L1, and here I'm going to have to put him to sleep, so I'm going to perhaps be a little bit far away from the wall, but we land another parry, wait till the stun expires, get the full 10 disintegrations, and this is going to be the killing blow. He's in his armor phase, so he's taking slightly less damage, but you can see so many disintegrations, so much damage with the Fury. We're going to go into the SB2, over 80 disintegrations, and Sabertooth ceases to exist. There we go, 300,000 health, taken down an Act 6 boss fight in just over a minute with the 4-star version of Arnim Zola. This took a couple of attempts. I think I screwed up and I got degened against Ghost, which was very, very dumb the first time I tried this. But hey, second attempt. It really wasn't all that hard. Zola really has a lot to offer offensively. I think he's a brilliantly designed champion, really nice addition to the tech class. And I had a lot of fun making these videos. I hope that you had a lot of fun watching them. And make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can get into the content creator beta, maybe, if Kabam look past the fact that I keep calling them money-grabbing bastards. And yeah, we can look forward to more videos like these, and videos of higher rarity as well. So I think that is just about all I have for you today. If you have made it this far, then thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.